the final link to the puzzle which sees them get across the line and win another premiership. So I just think the Roosters, they've got a good side, and I reckon I'll say early on before a ball is kicked in the hang, I think the Roosters will be a good chance of going back-to-back this year winning the title. On to Saturday, your guys' team, Reno and Ra. I'm sure you're still at the Warriors, Ra, I'm not too sure, but anyway, they're second on the 12.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for the Warriors to get their season underway, boys.
Tough game to pick this one. I think the Warriors, maybe just on the fact that it's a home game. I haven't seen much of the Bulldogs in the pre-season, although they've had a couple of interesting new signings with Dylan Napa, a big puppy. He'll be up front for the Doggies this year. Tigers, Manly, once again, I think Tigers will get their one at home. Manly without the inspirational fullback Tom Trbojevic for a couple of weeks. Cowboys, Dragons. I think the Dragons flicked their way to the finals last year, and the Cowboys, much has been written about them this year, with even with the moving along of the great man Thurston. They've had Michael Morgan back, and also Big Matty Scott's back to full fitness. They've got Josh Maguire, Big Jason Tamalolo. So I think the Cowboys might take that one. And on to Sunday, Panthers will beat the Eels. And I'm picking the home side, the Gold Coast side here on the Gold Coast. Titans will take the Raiders. So there you go, boys. Lock that in.
Lock it in. It's locked. There you go. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. What a way to kick off the NRL season, though, eh? With two of the most, I guess you would say two of the most prestigious teams kicking off the entire NRL 2019 season with the Storm and Broncos, eh?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing we've had the wood on the Broncos. They haven't beaten us for a few years now, so maybe it could be time for a change. They might get us in this one, but I just think with Cameron Smith and Craig Bellamy still there's a couple of trick shots up the sleeve. And interestingly enough, Cameron Smith came out in the last couple of days and said that with regards to the Cronulla salary cap, penalties for the Storm should be reinvestigated because they made a decision within 48 hours of finding out. It wasn't really investigated that well. Look, I'm salary cap thing we got done. We got the punishments were handed down, but you're looking at parity across the board, and Cronulla has to have some sort of bit more tougher sanctions on them. So look, I just think leave it where it is, Cam. We've moved on. We've won 2 grand finals since then, and lost a couple as well. But mate, it's done and dusted, and move on.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do you think will be, JT, the team to kind of look out for? I know, obviously, you're going for the Storm, but who could be, up there and around that could make a bit of a surprise? Is there any team that stands out there for you?
There's a couple, man. I think the Rabbitohs under Wayne Bennett. Wayne Bennett just seems to have that magic touch when it comes to getting the big players. And the Rabbitohs, last year were in the top 4.
Yeah. So
he could be the final link to the missing to the puzzle. And mate, the Knights might surprise a few. They've bought well. They've got some good. David Clemens, a pretty consistent sort of performer. Big body up front. Young Kalen Ponga, second full year in first grade now, so he'll certainly show some improvement. But also, mate, because I live here, I'm going to say the Titans. The Titans have sort of been slipping under the radar, but they've bought well. They've got Tyrone Peachey.
Yeah.
And they've got Tyrone Roberts back too, who was the man of the match in the Indigenous Māori game. So this is a very good creative half, a good attacking half. And AJ Brimson, another young guy, who'll be at fullback. So just beware the Titans. So they've got Shannon Boyd from the Raiders, one of the big guys in the competition. So I just think the Titans might surprise a few, and it wouldn't surprise me if they made the top 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, our Warriors. How are our Warriors going to go there, Reno?
Yeah, if the goal again is to make top 8, I think that's another success for them. They just had the official launch, I think it was, on Wednesday night up there in Auckland. Big crowd, actually, and the fan day was huge. So, it was massive. They went up to the fan day, and it's all about the old boys. Next Saturday, the Saturday night game at Mount Smart with the Doggies in town. 45 of the old boys will be back in town, and it's the mark of respect to those players who started the Warriors 25 years ago. You got the likes of, Gene Namu, Phil Blake, Sisi Solomona, Haitro Okasini. They're all going to be here. So it's spread out over the 25 years. 45 to come back. Kevin Campion's going to be here. Actually, Dennis Betts and Andy Platt They will be at the game as well. So it's a
Wow.
chance for you to meet these guys. So it's a special opening for the Warriors next Saturday night. And, well, this Saturday night, look forward to it. And, yeah, they'll go all right, mate. We'll see what happens. A long season. I think the Panthers will go okay. Put aside all the naughty videos they've been filming behind the scenes, the odd player or two.
Yeah.
I think the Panthers will go all good. You can't go by the Rabbits under Wayne Bennett. That's going to be a strong team. But I'm excited about next Thursday. The prestigious teams of NRL, the Storm Broncos, kind of mould on each other, and I think it'll be a flamboyant game. But I'm looking forward to it. And, yeah, bring on Thursday. Counting down already, Keithy, and see what the NRL brings in week 1.
Yeah, you must be also looking forward to the rugby league, their NRL action getting underway, Ra?
Well, I am, Keithy, especially our Warriors team. I mean, I suppose, one has to back them again this season, and, I think we already know what the outcome's going to be, but there's always that glimmer of hope that they may show some form and actually, make the cut and do their fans proud. But like I tell you, the talk of the town at the moment is all the antics of the old leagueies season, or, the mischief they get up to. Always got to learn to keep it in their pants, or, just stay off recording their nighttime activities. Not a good look. And, Greenberg's come down quite hard on that again. I don't think a lot of the players getting the message today.
Well, we talked about that last week, didn't we, JT? For a fact, yeah, sure, some naughty videos might have been posted that, obviously Reno would have downloaded, Reno? But,
Yeah, my favourite.
But at the end of the day, like you said, JT, it's not illegal, is it?
No, it's more of a moral issue, I think, and sort of some audit around some of the more recent videos, whether or not the filmer or the cameraman or whatever you want to call them had consent from the participating female. So that could cause a bit of stink in the legal department, but certainly not Dylan Harper's one, mate. That was absolute crap. He was actually didn't sound proud, big puppy, I think.
Oh, fair enough. But
I suppose the reality of this, hey, there's another career for them after league. So they've already started. They've done their auditions.
I did hear Walker mention strong bass lines, and we know what kind of music they have in the background.
Yeah,
but that's just some of the stuff we're going to be exposed to a lot more throughout today's modern world of sport, because of technology and phones and the clarity technology is getting now. And leave this, like I say, mate, the scene to last. There's going to be a lot more.
No. Yeah, I dare say I think you're right, but certainly looking forward to the NRL season. For you, Ra, apart from the Warriors, what's another team to look out for, do you reckon?
I've always liked Brisbane. From back in the day, I just always liked their style of league. I sort of used to put it down to their environment. Where they're from. The heat, the hot weather. The hard grounds, you tend to sort of not want to get sort of, tackled and bruised on those hard grounds, so you try and keep the ball alive. And, that's sort of a lot of players from a lot of those hot temperate zones, I suppose they can attest to that. The grounds are pretty like concrete, so, they tend to sort of try and stay on their feet and try and sort of run it a lot more. But, no, the Broncos and I think the last few years Melbourne, similar sort of a style, just a nice football to watch from a viewing point of view, and some talented players. So, but no, Warriors this season, Keithy, I think I might try and sort of put a lot of my energy into supporting the boys. We'll see how they go. The first few games, that definitely sets the platform for the rest of the season. If they lose more than they win, well, then it's back to bagging them. If they win a lot more, then, hey, they deserve this sort of support. So
pretty much the same old from you then, eh?
Same old routine, kid. Same old routine. Unless they take out the NRL title, then, that opens a different sort of can of worms in a good way. Yeah, I think you got to sort of be a brave man to sort of make that prediction at this early stage.
Yep, same old, Mr. Al Walker,
same old.
never changes.
Well, me and Keithy made the prediction final because JT said, we get to the final, he's shutting us over there, so we're into it. Get to the final.
Yep, not for Al Walker though.
Was even though he was saying he's saying the same old, unfortunately, for 25 years, the Warriors have delivered the same old. So, you're on the money, brother.
Well, he is, but the season's only just going to get started, and we won't know for another 25 weeks. Really, where our Warriors stay.
I reckon no by Anzac Day, bro.
It will know by Anzac Day. Fair enough. We'll book the tickets in by then. Anyway, what else has been happening around the traps there, Reno?
Yeah, well, while we're on league, obviously the big news came through about the Great Britain Lions coming back down under, and first is first, the Oceania Cup for June. We see the Pacific Island teams. I suppose the big game will be New Zealand, Tonga, Mount Smart. Kiwi Ferns will be playing as well. Samoa, Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and Cook Islands. Take a little break, and the end of season for international is October. So around Labour weekend, we'll see Tonga and the Great Britain Lions over in Hamilton. That's going to be massive on the 28th of October. That's going to be a sea of red, so that'll be huge. More Oceania games, Australia, Kiwis, Kiwi Ferns, Jillaroos, and the list just goes on. So International Rugby League at the end of October through to November. And just to think you'll be spoiled for choice because you can watch the World Cup Rugby during that time. That starts September, finals on November 2nd. And you got the International League Series. So, like you say, we'll be flicking through channels like next week when it gets to Super Rugby and League. So that's coming up, the International Series, which is good to see, and been a long time since we've seen the Great Britain Lions down in our country. So yeah, bring on that, the International Series, Oceania Cup June, Internationals end of October.
Yeah, no, looking forward to it. I mean, having the Lions come into New Zealand always brings up I guess a good time to reminisce about, especially the old days. When the Lions used to tour, Reno.
Yeah, it is. When some of the photo footage I've seen of players in the old days when they last came down under, those players are all retired, obviously. So, yes, memories. You'll see the white jersey with the red and blue V, I think it is, back in the day.
Oh, okay.
So, well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Is that right, JT, the old GB jersey?
Yeah, bro, the Lions, the likes of Andy Gregory, Mike Gregory, Gary Schofield, Ellery Handley, Martin Fire, Henderson, the names just, fall off the tongue. So that's a big thing for rugby league to get those boys up and running again. And, look forward to it. So it's that bye week, the end of October, but obviously the one during the bye week in the State of Origin in the middle of the season with the Pacific Nations involved, that'll be a cracker too.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome. I think it'll be awesome indeed. Anything else happening out there, Reno?
Yeah, just to acknowledge while we're touching on league, the ladies on league, the women on league comp gets back under for its second year running. But just to take my head off to the women on league yesterday, they were out and about because it was International Year of the Woman yesterday, and they were out doing their thing. So we acknowledge all of those. Most would acknowledge their mums or grandmothers, but also other peers who stood up in the sporting arena for us and really put themselves out there. So it was a massive day, and good to see the ladies, the women of league out there doing their bit as well. Former Blackburn star, we see her on the TV hosting on Sky, Melody Robinson. She's now the general manager for sports and events, so see how things will progress there. Tell you what, good to see the Māori faces coming on through. We had Dr. Farah Palmer, who's now on the director board for Rugby New Zealand, but also to see this young lady, Melody, pop on through and do what she does good there as well. Hey, for me, on a personal note, it was the talk in the following of the closure of Western Springs Speedway. For your Speedway fans over in Gizzy, mate, 90-odd years the stadium's been around, since 1927. And it's coming to a closure on the 16th of March. Thankful to the council, that's how it all happened. I think the uproar is they haven't got a facility to go to. That's the major uproar about the whole scenario. They knew the stadium was going to come to a close. It was not to do with anyone living around the stadium or the noise. It was just that the venue is going to turn into a cricket venue, a new hosting venue for cricket matches up there in Auckland. We can get into that debacle, but councillors have made their decision, 16th of March. So